My name's Leo, and I'm from Swindon, but I've got an Asian background. So my mum's from Malaysia, and my dad's from Hong Kong. And I've ended up in Southampton because I go to university here, so I study accounting and finance, but I'm about to finish in a couple of months' time. I like Southampton because I like the culture here, especially developed through the Dojo Barbershop. I like the people involved in the shop, which is why I'm here, showcasing my brand to everyone. Um, but yeah, no, I've established like a strong brand here, so I kind of owe it to the people to like provide a certain service to the customers, which is why I've got future aspirations of moving into my own place one day and delivering the best customer service and the best products to people in the modern industry. So I'm currently a student, but I'm about to go into full-time reselling. So I sell streetwear in terms of like sneakers, clothing. At the moment, clothing is actually doing better than sneakers, but I specialise in like Jordans, Dunks, Yeezys when it comes to the shoe game. And then when it comes to the clothing game, I do like Broken Planet, Cartier, Supreme, those type of in-demand hype brands. I'm always trying to keep on top of trends as well. So I'm always adapting to like different brands and different trends and stuff, depending on what the customer likes. But yeah, as I said, I'm about to go into full-time reselling. It's what I want to do. It's what I want to do for the rest of my life. So hopefully do it on a bigger scale and maybe expand in the future outside of Southampton. That sets me aside is that most resellers don't have a face to their brand, but whereas with me, I've got a face on the brand, so people feel more comfortable when dealing with me because they know who they're dealing with rather than like kind of an unknown brand, just like looking at a logo. You don't know who you're really speaking to on Instagram. You can actually see my page, you can see who runs it, stuff like that. So I think that differentiates me. And also in terms of in Southampton, like the clothing, no one really does the clothing like I do. Everyone kind of just sticks to like your Jordans, your Dunks, but no one's really expanded to like Broken Planet, Supreme, Courtiers, that type of thing. And I guess the main thing that will differentiate me is when I move into my own spot as well in the near future. In terms of expansion, obviously, it was a big move moving to Dojo because before that I was just doing my own thing in my room, just like literally having all my stuff in one room. It was like packed and just selling online out of there. So it was a big first move to move into Dojo because it gave me like a storefront, gave me like a window to showcase all my products. It allowed me to get introduced to like new people in the game as well, like customers that were interested in these type of products. But the main thing is getting into my own space, getting into my own store. That's always been like a dream of mine. So I feel like I just have to do it, especially in this, like around the south as well. There's not really too many sneaker stores around here. So I feel like someone's kind of got to do it in the area, and I feel like I'm the right person to do it. I don't really have an answer to that, because like I'm not really inspired by like anyone. I just kind of like am motivated. Just it really. Like I guess you can say like my hard work comes from my parents because my parents have always like taught me to work hard, whether that be in like education or just in like anything in general. Not necessarily business. They've always taught me to like make sure you keep your head down, focus, don't get distracted by anyone else. Make sure you just kind of stay in your own lane. Whatever you want to pursue, just pursue it. So I feel like my motivation and focus is kind of built off that, and obviously over the years, as I've developed like a passion for like the shoe game and like the fashion culture, I've always liked money as well. So they two go hand in hand, sneakers and money. So like I guess my motivation just comes from that, doing what I love to do and make money from it. So my favourite brand of all time would be Supreme, mainly because that's the brand that got me into reselling. I remember going to the school toilets at like 11 a.m. every Thursday to try and get on a Supreme drop. But I've always liked Supreme. I like the clothing and stuff, like certain pieces, like the box logos are my favourite. I say my current favourite brand though is actually Represent. So it's a bit different, it's more on like the designer bit, but I love Represent at the moment, and I'm actually going to try and tap into that when I open my own storefront as well. I'm going to start doing pre-owned luxury items, so that'll be good. My favourite trainer is the Travis Scott Lowe's Reverse Mockers, and I'm going to get that this year for sure. That's like a shoe that I've always wanted just because I love the colour brown, and like the two tones of brown it has on the shoe as well. It's just, mate, it hit different, can't lie. Personal would be the Off-White Jordan 4s, the cell colour. That's the most expensive pair I've ever purchased. That was like about a grand. Um, in terms of stock, I would say, what is the most? I would say it's probably the Jordan 1 High Travis Scott Mockers, because those are like pushing like mid 1k-ish, so that's probably the most expensive shoe I've stocked. But Travis Scott tend to be the most expensive ones anyway. I've had like the olives, those are like close to £1,000 now in certain sizes. So yeah, it's nothing too crazy. I've never had like 10k shoes or anything like that, but I say like the Travis Scotts are definitely on the high end scale of it. Any brand? Oh, that's unbranded, mate. I love unbranded clothing. I can't lie, I like the look of it. So when I go into my own storefront, I'm going to stock unbranded clothing for sure, because it's something I actually like. So when I like something, I want that in my store because it's something I enjoy to look at, and I want to, showcase the brand to other people. Obviously, in the future as well, I wouldn't mind teaming up with like a few cleaning product companies as well, like Jason Mark, Crep Protect, those type of ones. Because I know a couple sneaker stores that are now partnered with like Jason Mark that sell their like cleaning products in their store. So I wouldn't mind doing that as well. I see myself obviously being in my own store and hopefully expanding outside of Southampton as well to other cities, whether that may be London or maybe like somewhere up north like Manchester and one of the other big cities. I definitely want to have more than one store eventually. Whether that's going to be in 5 years' time, it's hard to tell, but I'd like to be there in 5 years' time. And I don't plan to be in the shoe game forever, depending on how Shoe Religion's doing. I may just have someone managing the store full time, and I'll probably go into like my other ventures in like property and stuff like that. But I'll definitely be in the shoe game for at least 5 years. But I'm saying in like 10 years time, I'll be like hopefully doing other business ventures.
That's it. I'd say so. That's
Sweet.